Greetings in the love and in the light of our infinite prime creator, the Divine Grid Programmer. Namaste, namaskaram. Most honorable, dearest, noble, and esteemed viewer, let's talk about the Anunnaki mind programs, the Anunnaki mind implants, which we refer to as the ego, and the fractious nature of the ego. It is my personal contention, it is my personal bit of divine coding within my own local operating system from the Divine Grid Programmer. It is my belief that evil, that Satan, is best described as divisiveness, as multitudinous, as disunity, fractitiousness. Is that a word? I don't know. But basically just divide and conquer, just division, endless division upon endless division. And the opposite of that is unity. Source connected, law of one, unity consciousness is the only sane bit of divine coding. Now, granted, we have free will, and that's another aspect of sovereign free will, immortal fractals of soul that we are, to explore diversity and the such. That is, this belief or statement of mine is not meant to take away from that, because that is noble and beautiful. That is what the mission of Source intends for each of the fractals or God particles that have broken off, that's maybe a harsh word, but have kind of, branched off from their original source to explore creation and diversity. But you see, my dear, esteemed, most honorable and noble viewer, that has been hijacked. That has been exploited by the Dark Ones. And they've been basically, for millennia, been breaking universal law. They have been transgressing against the Galactic Codex, the universal law. So this bit of scripture that I'm sharing here, Romans chapter 1, verses 27 through 29, says, "And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men, working with that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves the recompense of their error, which was me. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind," that's to a perverted mind, "to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, etc." But debate. In the midst of all of this mention of unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, we have debate. Because if that is not a sure indicator or sign of where we are at currently in this lowest depth, very end of the Kali Yuga, which is in Sanskrit means the dark age. Perhaps we are in the darkest of the dark age currently. But debate, mentioned in the Bible about wickedness and unrighteousness, because everybody is just consumed with this debate. Everybody is just consumed with their platform, their agenda, everybody, it's just all fractitiousness, it's just all fragmentation, divide and conquer. And it's just it's a spirit of darkness that is just taken over, and everybody is just all about, arguing to the point it's violence. And that is what is being capitalized upon, this Anunnaki programmed. This is what, part of what they did when they severed the 10 strands of the DNA and basically implanted their predatory mind into our mind, you know, through the reptilian and all that. But it's a type of program, but that's, I mean, it's keeping people at odds end. It's basically tying into the spirit of this age. I mean, it's a you know, framework of consciousness that is being exploited, and it allows individuals to, you know, to further disregard and not initiate their own sovereign integral process, which allows them to release the hold of these ego programs on their life essence, these attachments that are basically that draw down the vitality of everybody and keep you in a low energy state because you're being fed upon. And so it's vitally important to realize unity consciousness. And it simply begins with turning off the ego from the how it's jacked into the artificial intelligence, hive mind, digital matrix, and focusing on your breath. That's how it starts. It's as simple as that. Your breath is an important way to bring you into self-awareness, to begin to uninstall those apps, those Anunnaki applications, software applications that are just alien to your original divine coding. So your breath brings you back into self-awareness. It's like a quantum light turning on that illuminates your life essence. All right, that part of you that is not of the human 2.0 divine coding interface. And it is vitally important to realize that, my dear, esteemed, most noble, and honorable viewer. These alien applications that are attachments to our original divine operating system. So the hour is late, folks. I mean, I'm just trying to emphasize that you need to hit that subscribe button, leave this video a thumbs up, and you know, practice your breath. Breathing, when you breathe in, you can say to yourself, I am breathing in the light of God from all celestial opportunities, from all the light. I mentioned, you know, that galaxy that's a couple billion years away. The scientists recorded the largest gamma ray burst of light photons, and certainly with the activity that's taking place with Alcyon, the central sun, you can even see that the sunlight it's a different color. It's not, it's a blinding, brilliant white. I mean, the sunrises in the mornings are just, they're angelic, they're heavenly. Heaven is here on this earth. And, you know, perhaps maybe I've been leaning a little heavy on the biblical prophecy, the scare tactics of the battle between good and evil. But, you know, that men of renown and the giants in the earth, right now, Michael Salla, Elena Danaan, they're all having videos. They're talking about just John Pierre battling the ant people and awakening the giants. And that they are on, if you go to Michael Salla's website, they're talking about these giants that are awakening. And so, you know, I don't know, it really, that doesn't conjure fear within me, because I cannot stress enough, when you are focused in your self-empowered, divine, source-connected awareness, and you're doing things like taking care of your temple, you're doing things like, you know, you're studying, you're benefiting, you're eating right, and all that stuff, and you're finding joy through your emotions, which your emotions are your compass, your barometer, your indicator, you know, feeling good. And I'm not talking about feeling good through, you know, what the digital matrix, how it wants you to feel good, but through connecting with nature, realization, and studying and taking care of yourself. You know, all these things that are taking place, which they are, I do believe that, you know, but once you're under the protection and you've gotten your moral compass and emotional compass oriented, you know, to source, you're unstoppable. And it's just sit back, objectively detached, and, you know, you're doing your part by being a conduit of the light and spreading the light. And you spread the light by hitting that subscribe button, giving this video a thumbs up, and leaving a nice little comment, you know, on all that. So,
Namaste, Namaskaram.